Hello and welcome to Cupcake Addiction's Flappy Bird Cake Pop tutorial, where I'm going to be showing you how to make this really cute and really simple Flappy Bird Cake Pop. The things that you'll need to make Flappy Bird today: you'll need some sticky tape, a little bit of wax paper. I'm using a funfetti cake pop ball. You can also use chocolate, any flavour you like, and I will link to our cake pop recipes in the description box below. I've got a little bit of melted yellow chocolate or candy melt, a Ziploc bag, some scissors, 2 lollipop sticks. I'm using an edible marker today, but you can also use a little bit of dark chocolate if you don't have an edible marker. I've got some orange unmelted candy melts, and I've just cut one of those in half. I've got some white M&Ms. Now, I got these out of a specialty packet here in Australia. We don't have the same access to different coloured M&Ms that a lot of places do. So if you can't find white M&Ms where you are, have a little look around. A lot of the times mints will come in sort of a similar size to these white M&Ms. Otherwise, you can always just use a couple of little discs of white fondant. And I've also got a little pipe template. So I've got those in a template you guys can print out, and I will link to that in the description box below as well. Let's get started. The first thing you want to do, I've got a really nice chilled cake pop ball. So I'm just going to take it and just ever so slightly just elongate it out a little bit, just so it's sort of a little bit longer and fatter. You don't want it to be too long, but it's just going to give us more of that little bird shape. And then I'm going to take my lollipop stick, pop it about 1 centimetre or so into that yellow chocolate, turn my cake pop upside down, and in goes the lollipop stick right into the centre. That's going to go off into the refrigerator until it's completely firm and completely set, and then we'll come back to dip and decorate. Alright, now while that one's setting, we're going to make our little wings. So this is where your Ziploc bag comes in. We're just going to make 2 little kind of wingy shapes, and these ones, I didn't have a template or anything, I'm just going to wing it, excuse the pun. Push that melted chocolate all the way down to the corner of the Ziploc bag, letting any air out, and then we're just going to cut off a nice little tip. So we've made sort of like a bit of a fine makeshift piping bag. So for the wings, I just made kind of like a bit of a circle with a bit of a tail on it, almost like a little tiny bird shape. And you want to do one the opposite way for the opposite wing. Those ones can go off into the fridge as well. All right, so coming back from the fridge, and Flappy Bird is ready to dip and decorate. Now you want to have your candy melt. So as you can see there, I've cut one in half and then just join the 2 halves together to give him sort of that big wide double beak. You want to have those 2 pieces together at the ready, and you also want to have your 2 white M&Ms at the ready, because these need to go on straight away after dipping. The little wings you can stick on later, it's not too big of a deal. So take your cake pop, dip it in, make sure that you meet up with that chocolate seal that's just been setting, pull it out and just give it a very quick tap off of any excess. Beautiful. Now before that starts to set too much, you want to get in both of your eyes directly on the sides of Flappy Bird's head, and then sort of push them in so that they're kind of squeezing in a little bit and getting a little bit more flush with that chocolate. And then on goes his beak right at the front. You can see there that chocolate's already starting to set. If worst comes to worst, the chocolate starts to set, you can stick this beak on with melted chocolate. Get those eyes in first, because they're the most important thing. Beautiful. All right, now we can let that chocolate completely set. You want to grab 2 of your wings, just choose your best 2. And take your other lollipop stick, or a toothpick will work just as well here. Pop a little bit of melted chocolate on the back here for one wing. And while we're working on that side, we can do his eyeball. So just that edible marker. On goes a nice big round black eyeball. And over to do the other side exactly the same. So a little blob of chocolate. On goes our other wing. And a nice big eyeball. Perfect. Now, pick your best side of your Flappy Bird. So you can see there, if you turn him around, he's looking all right on both sides, but I prefer this side because that wing's just slightly bigger. And we're going to add on our little pipe. So just that little template pipe, I've just printed mine out on a little bit of card or thick paper. Right up underneath Flappy Bird's head. Around the other side, we'll just grab a little bit of sticky tape and affix that on. There you've got your really cute and really simple little Flappy Bird cake pop. I hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial, made for you, requested by you. As always, thanks very much for tuning in to My Cupcake Addiction.